Hey guys, how are you? What is up? It is good to see you. It has been a while. It has been a time. It has been a long time. Um, but I'm here. I have felt the call. To be honest with you, I was feeling the call before, and I did record a reading that I intended to put up on YouTube, but I don't think I was ready for that. I've been wanting to connect more with you guys here on YouTube, but it's been a bit of a challenge for me. There have been some things that I needed to overcome personally to be able to feel ready for this. And I know there are a lot of gurus or a lot of people out there that would be like, oh, you're never really truly ready, you just got to do it. There is a bit of truth to that. There is a bit of truth to that, but then there's also, you got to take into account, yourself. You may not feel ultimately like you're the master of something, or you've mastered something enough to really put yourself out there to be and be perfect. Okay, but there is a degree to whether or not you're actually ready to do something. Ready to, and it could, and okay, so I guess this is what we're talking about here, or maybe we'll get another message, but I'll just follow this now. For me, it was preparing myself to be in front of the greater collective here on YouTube. I mean, it's one thing to post, videos in a private forum, for a select number of people who eventually you probably become very familiar with, at least to a certain level, to the degree that you can. And then it's another thing to put yourself out there in complete public domain for the whole world to see without boundaries. You know what I mean? So for me, I had to be energetically prepared for that. I had to be ready, and I'd been feeling the pull, I've been feeling the call, and I've been wanting to do it. And I guess you could say I found every reason not to, every excuse not to on the counter, but give yourself a little bit more grace than that, Eric. Okay. I just wasn't ready for it. I wasn't energetically prepared. I didn't have enough energy in reserve to do this and then go about the rest of my day. You know what I mean? It's if you've never experienced being a reader for a massive collective, or for a large group of people before, then you may not necessarily be familiar with the fatigue that comes with that. You might be familiar with it in other walks of life, doing other things, but so there is a similarity there, but it takes a good amount of energy out of you, and I am focused in other places in my life as well. At this point, reading is not my main thing right now. Or at least it hasn't been. So I'm trying to keep my energy in reserves, right? I'm trying to make sure I have energy for whatever else I need to give my energy to. But today I feel ready for it. I have some time before I need to go on about my day. And so the feeling was just right. It was just like, okay, it's time to get up and do this. So here we are. Here we are. I hope you guys are well. We just experienced Tropical Storm Ernesto, which is now moving up the Atlantic and is currently a hurricane, but will reduce in size in a few days. But, we had typical issues with that. Power outages. Some places are still without power around me. But we're getting through it. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's get into this message here. And give this one last shuffle. And we'll see what we've got. What have we got for the collective at this time, Spirit? What's going on? Okay, we're starting with hurtful events. Alright, this could end up being a love reading. I am getting energies of something has been hurtful recently. Now keep in mind, this is a general reading and it's also a timeless reading. So whenever you're watching this and it resonates for you, then that's the message for you in that moment, okay? But I do get a feeling from this hurtful events card that something has happened recently. There was a hurtful event recently. Next, we have walking unscathed. But this came out face down. And I'm trying to decide if I still want to take it. I don't feel like this walking unscathed energy really applies to whatever's showing up here with the hurtful events. I'm gonna put that to the side and see if maybe that comes in at some point. But what it feels like right now is with these hurtful events, someone is not walking unscathed. Someone is very hurt, very scarred, very battered and bruised. Take it as it resonates. What's going on? What's going on for the collective here? Okay. Interesting. It may be that one person is walking unscathed and the other is not. Next, we have Gateway of Gifts. Keep doing what you're doing and your goodwill will come back to you tenfold. All right. Okay. This is shifting now in my head. I want to leave it here, actually, for the moment. Okay. All right. And then you do have wide open at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So at first what this felt like here was I felt the initial event, the hurtful event. It feels like it is a breakup of some kind, or something happens which is a deal breaker for someone. It does feel sudden for some of you. It's like it's not something you ever would have expected to come from this person. And it may not even be that this person has done something outright and blatantly and obviously and just like ruthlessly or recklessly. This could be something that is triggered deep within you that you may have never even talked to this person about, never even spoken to them about it, never even mentioned it, never even brought it up. You may have even forgotten it. Quite frankly, you may have forgotten about it, but it was re-triggered. And this person may not even realize or be aware of the fact that it's happened. But for you, it's happened, or you've noticed it. Okay. That's for some of you. For others of you, this is a blatant situation, but it does feel like for the most part, it's kind of a blindsidey type of energy. Like it totally blindsided you. You know what I mean? It came in from the peripheral where you couldn't even see it. And yet there's this walking unscathed energy. So somebody here feels like they are liberated. And I just did a reading very similar to this on Patreon, or at least it feels like it. Okay, so this must be something that's going on in the greater collective as well. And in that reading, we were talking about effectively breaking a certain relationship cycle. Now, what I'm seeing here in this hurtful events is, yes, this is sudden. This is something that suddenly, like it was right up in your face, or you're noticing it, or you're recognizing the cycle, or you see it clearly now. It may be a situation in which people were telling you, hey, you know, this doesn't look good, and now you're seeing the results, now you're seeing why. Or this could be a recurring situation in which, because especially when we were talking about it from Patreon, there was an energy of, you know, like seeing or knowing that something was going to end up a certain way, and sure enough, it happened. Now, for somebody here in this reading, in this collective, it feels like you never would have expected this to come from this person that it's come from, in the way that it's happened, whatever. You never would have expected that. But it's also a situation where it's like, now that you've seen it, you can't unsee it. So you're like, wow, I didn't see that one coming, or I didn't expect that to come from you, but now that I see it, that's a deal breaker, man. But you see, this is why you're walking unscathed, because you recognize it for what it is, and you know exactly what you need to do with it, regardless as to how you may feel about the person or about the situation that you were in. Once you see this giant red flag, what I'm hearing, and you put the shit down, that's how you end up walking unscathed. Now, that doesn't mean that the other person that's involved here isn't hurt, or I guess shouldn't be hurt. I don't know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm not here to tell somebody what they should or should not do. I'm just here reading the energies, interpreting it for you so that you can get a third-party perspective here, okay? But doesn't mean that this person that you are leaving behind, will say, is not hurt by this. I mean, 1111 on the counter. I mean, they don't have to be. That's on them. But really, truly and frankly, that has nothing to do with you. You've made your decision. You see what this is. Maybe, I'm hearing for some of you, you've seen it from the get-go. So no, this really isn't too much of a surprise for you. Okay? So then after walking unscathed, you do have gateway of gifts. So, could you be receiving a gift because of this? Sure, you could say that. What I'm really seeing, though, in this gateway of gifts energy is you letting this go, dropping this situation like a hot potato, I guess you could say, is opening up pathways of abundance for you that were blocked by the presence of this energy, we'll call it, because it doesn't have to be a specific person, a recurring event with a specific person. It could be a recurring event with a specific entity or energy, okay? And this we'll call it an energy. This energy was blocking these sources of income, I wanted to just say. But we could also say avenues of abundance, pathways of abundance leading towards you, okay? This person, this energy, this circumstance was soaking it all up and not really leaving you with much else. I'm hearing being left with crumbs. Crumbs, you say? Oh, jeez. I need to relight my cigarette, but I also want to get into some tarot for you for this. Yeah, this is pretty similar to the last reading I just did on Patreon, patreon.com/Divine Conversations. There is a little bit of a twist to it, though. Obviously, because I'm reading for a different part of the collective, but what I wanted to say there, lost track for a second, what I wanted to say there is that this is absolutely something that's happening within the greater collective, especially the collective of individuals that I read for regularly, or those of you that are still with me here after all these years and even after my absence here. I have been working on getting my fire back. Knight of Wands there, but I have been working on, fine-tuning this for myself. And it's been a very restful period for me. Other than, the work that I need to do, the basic upkeep of my life. Yeah, look, we have the Empress with the moon. Shady characters, shady individuals, people being shady towards you because of your riches, your abundance. And I mean, I feel compelled to say that I really don't mean in physical form, like abundance or riches in physical form, 444, even though like you may not be rolling in it, but you have what you need, you're abundant, you're good, like you're comfortable, or at least you can make it work. You're not left without, you know. But you're tapped in. You know, it's that form of abundance. You're tapped in, and certain characters around you with this moon energy here, they know it, they sense it, they have attachments to entities that sense this, and this entity wants. So what you got there? Freedom. This entity wants freedom. That's weird. I don't know who that's for. Wants your freedom, wants their freedom. I want what you have is what I'm picking up on, but it's also attached to this phrase of this entity wanting freedom. Take it as it resonates. That's for whomever it's for. But instead of, I guess in terms of that, instead of doing the work this entity would need to do to claim their own freedom and their own sovereignty, they actually try to take the freedom of others away from them. This may be connected to your mother or a parent, a guardian, a mentor. I don't know where that's going. It just, as soon as I said it, it drifted away. So take it as it resonates. But it's about usurping someone's, other people's, other entities, other beings' freedom. If you can't have it, if I can't have it, then you can't, is also a little bit in there. All right, I'm gonna give this one last shuffle. So, what are these hurtful events? Okay. These hurtful events are surrounding a situation in which I feel like someone kind of just like bulldozed through you, or through a circumstance, or through the situation, or through the relationship, the friendship. I'm getting a bulldozer type of energy in terms of somebody just knowing full well what it is that they want and are not really paying attention to anything around them other than getting what they want. Okay, starting with the King of Wands. But I get a bit of innocence here. I get a bit of a twinge of innocence. I'm able to hold a little bit of compassion for this individual, only because I don't think they saw at the time, they realized at the time, they were aware enough at the time to recognize just how much of a bulldozer they were being. They just didn't get it in that moment. But they get it now. Nine of Swords to the Hanged Man. So finally, I will say Two of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. This situation has someone rethinking life choices here. Maybe even character choices. How they represent themselves. But with this Two of Pentacles, I'm just getting like rethinking life choices here. And for the most part, what I want to say is, if you are moving on from an individual or a circumstance like this, they completely understand why. Or at least they have the ability to start to understand or recognize it. They may not necessarily get it right away. For some of you, they know exactly what happened here, and they're like, oh shit, I fucked up. And you ain't coming back. Ugh. All right. Walking unscathed then, please. Strength is the first card. You damn fucking shit. You You damn right. You better be strong. I know that's right. Walking unscathed, please. Ooh. Ooh, with the tower next. And the tower flipped out and fell on the King of Wands. That King of Wands situation. Ooh, walking unscathed, please. And the Hierophant, yeah, damn. I mean, damn. Look at all of this major arcana you got. Whomever is walking forward, whomever is breaking this cycle right now and is actively walking away from it, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing the garden and the gate from the, what deck is it? I don't remember. I have it. I don't remember the name of it now, but y'all know, my OGs, y'all know. So a lot of you know that card. The Garden and the Gate is what I believe what it is, where there's a woman depicted of, like, she was enclosed in a beautiful garden with this gate, but she wanted to go beyond it, and so she's opened the gate and is walking out, walking beyond that gate. So I say all that to say it's really just about walking away from something, but whomever is walking away has the full force of the universe behind them. Is setting a boundary, is ending a cycle, is standing up for themselves, is setting the laws, the rules, and the regulations in order to interact with their own domain, if that makes sense. Like, you are writing the laws for interaction with yourself, with your being, energetically with the universe. You are writing these laws right now, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how to say that in a better way, but like, in order to interact with you, these are the guidelines, these are the bylaws. This is how you need to conduct yourself. This is how I will be conducting myself. This is what I expect from the interaction. Like this, that's the type of precedence, the type of energy you are setting up with the universe right now by moving in this way. You are putting an end to something. You are actively saying no. You are setting the laws right now by doing this. This is why you're walking unscathed, because you're strong enough to end the cycle and say, no, this is not allowed here. With the Six of Wands as your overall energy at the bottom of the deck. Fuck yeah. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so then Gateway of Gifts, please. Okay, first card is the Ten of Cups. Whoa. And this also has fallen out on top of this whole King of Wands situation. So I really do feel like, okay, so also this was part of the message as well. We have Gateway of Gifts here, and I was picking up that you letting this go is opening up the floodgates. It's opening up these avenues of abundance for you, and this doesn't necessarily have to be material in money. This could be in love. You had some sort of entity that was taking up space, energetic space, usurping energy, sucking energy out of you, even if you weren't connected with a specific person, and yet every person that you, or most times, you would end up with this same energy again. Like, where the hell is this coming from? Well, every time it needed a little extra boost, it would send one of its little units out there to woo you, to sweep you off your feet, all while stealing this happiness from you. Your freedom to have this happiness. By taking up your time and energy, by standing in the way like this, it was actively taking your freedom from you. Your freedom to have exactly what it is that you wanted. Now, the catch is that you were allowing it to. You didn't necessarily have to look it straight in the eye and say, yes, I allow you to do that. No, but your actions in terms of your engagement with it for so long, for however much time it was, you were giving it full license to do so, right? Not anymore. And that's why this gateway of gifts is opening up for you. Okay. Gateway of gifts, please. Ooh. This time it fell out face up and straddling, going from the King of Wands to the King of Wands situation to the Strength Tower and the Hermit Hierophant situation. And it is the motherfucking Ace of Swords, y'all. Truth. This is the truth. This is the truth. Eight of Pentacles. Damn. Well, I will say this is definitely well deserved, because you absolutely did the work here to understand, to come to a level of understanding of yourself in order to be able to recognize this situation and make the proper cuts. Ace of Swords to the Eight of Pentacles. Also, the Ace of Swords to the Eight of Pentacles to me is saying you are continuing to do the craftsmanship to create the space for your Ten of Cups, whatever that may be. And you may absolutely be resonating with this reading, because this is mostly a love reading, but you don't necessarily have to be resonating with this in terms of an actual romantic relationship. This could be love of self that keeps you from achieving whatever this Ten of Cups is for you, okay? This doesn't have to necessarily be, you know, you are romantically involved with someone right now. You know what I mean? This could have effects, positive effects on, like, say, your career life, your business life, even your money. We aren't talking about abundant flow here, but okay. So this could be a love reading for you still, but in terms of loving yourself properly, whatever that may mean for you. And I don't mean by properly in terms of like what some book says or what some other guru says. No, the only real guru you really should be listening to, or would really be the most important for you to listen to amongst others, is your own self. Okay? I really do feel like it's time that we stop idolizing these individuals. I mean, I don't want to sound like a bitter bitch, but like I'm not. I'm just saying, like, this is coming through, so I'm gonna say it. Like, I am happy to be, like, I'm gonna speak for myself. I am happy to be here to do this for you, to read these energies for you, to give you that extra perspective. But please do not let me tell you what to do. Okay, that is not my place. Right? I don't know better than you. I don't know your life. Am I wise? Sure. Are you wise? Yeah. You know, like, consider me a bouncing, like a bouncing board. You know what I mean? A mirror. I'm just mirroring shit back to you so that you can get a better reflection for yourself. You do have Death at the bottom of the deck here, which is overall energy, clarifying your gateway of gifts. Yeah, so yes, something is dying out. I do see a connection, a vein even collapsing. A vein in which energy was flowing between you and this entity. I see that collapsing and withering away. So that's the death that's happening. But in terms of that, there's also a rebirth. Or a birth that comes with it. And with that, the answer to that I'm seeing is the Empress energy. The abundance coming through for you. In new, different, and exciting ways. Yay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna close this with a message from the Romance Angels, since this was such a heavy love reading. Closing message. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. All right, and that absolutely does feel like it's connected to this energy here. Gateway of gifts and the clarification of the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, make the effort. Continue, do whatever effort it is you've been putting forth. Continue with that, okay? Continue with this effort here. This one right here, okay? Anything else to close this out? You know what you've got to do. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, though. That's the thing. I'm gonna say that's enough. Okay, last one. Stay optimistic about your love life. All right. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance, and you deserve love. Yes, you are lovable. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Mwah!